Yes, my sound is good.
And welcome back to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines.
Hello.
Mike and I are bringing you recording
I
this
can just
on.
barely hear you.
You what?
I can just barely hear you.
Are you kidding me? Here we go again. Let's see. Hearing an echo? No. I'm not wearing headphones.
You're very quiet.
Really? How about now?
Same thing.
Wait, let me check the volume here. This is crazy.
That's okay. You're fine now. All right.
I'm fine now.
Whatever it is that you did. Very good.
I didn't do anything. It must have been you. Must have hit something.
Yeah, it was me.
You lying bastard.
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you the truth.
Did you ever hear of the film or see the film Rubber?
That's a great movie with the one with the
tire,
tire,
right?
Yeah, yes. I love that movie.
The homicidal tire.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned it today. Somebody mentioned it today, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a." I only saw it once, probably around 2012. It came out in 2010. I saw it on I guess Home Box or something in those days.
But philosophically, they justify it by explaining that in various movies, sometimes, and they gave examples, sometimes there's no example for why things happen, no reason. And so why is there a homicidal tire? No reason.
Well,
totally justified.
Here, in IMDb, it says a homicidal car tire, discovering it has destructive psionic power, sets its sights on a desert town once a mysterious woman becomes its obsession.
What they don't mention in the movie, not in the movie, but in that thing, is that there is a mock audience watching the movie, and they're deciding what the movie's going to do as well. So they had a lot of fun with they were toying around with the whole idea of how to make movies, how it's influenced. It's just a really cool movie.
You're talking about with Rubber?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Well, you saw the movie. You had to see the audience.
I saw it one time. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't remember that.
Now that I found it, I might watch it again. I might watch it with my grandson.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Maybe we could do a group watch.
Wings Hauser was in it. Wings Hauser died last year.
Okay.
He was in a lot of movies. Anyway, what was I going to talk about besides that? Hold on. I had something written down. I can't find my...
Again with your damn notes.
Oh, by the way, speaking of people who died, did you know that... What?
I thought we were supposed to just have a conversation tonight. That would be not...
We're going to. No, I want to talk about that. Speaking of somebody dying, you know who else died last year? Trixie.
Everybody.
Trixie from The Honeymooners.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well.
Yeah, she was 99, I think, or something like that.
Somebody died. Somebody also died recently.
A lot of people die.
There was somebody who died that was 90 years old, just like yesterday. I forget who it was, but it was somebody notable. That's just the way it goes. As far as I'm concerned, when you reach 90 and you die, I'm not going to mourn for you. You made it to fucking 90.
No, you congratulate him for having had a long life. Yeah.
You should get as a matter of fact, your family should get points for that. The family with the largest amount of points at the end of a millennia should get $1 million.
My father, he was 6'4". Normally, big men don't live that long.
That's true.
He said he told me that he never expected to live past 70. Okay, he never expected he would live as long as he did. And the only reason he died really was because he got bone cancer. Otherwise, he probably would still be around. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, what I want to talk to you about, Valentina had, my girlfriend, had an incident a couple of weeks ago. She didn't tell me till this past weekend, but it rattled her. She was coming to visit me here in New Jersey for the weekend, and she got off the train and was and at 34th Street. There's an elevator that you can take up to the street level. She had her suitcase, so she took the elevator. Comes out of the elevator. There's this guy. She notices starts following her. And she walks up to 34th Street where there's a lot of There's a lot of people in that area, Herald Square. And all. So she's walking, and she notices this guy. She said he seemed to be not American, and he was following her. And first he asked her if he could help her with her bag, and he had a thick accent that was not natural. And she said, no, thank you. And then she notices he starts following her. She's going down 34th Street every once in a while. Leave me alone. Get away from me. She said, all these people go by. Nobody did a frigging thing. This is New York. Okay. As opposed to a video I saw a couple of days ago where the title, the title was, "This is what they mean by try that in a small town." And it shows a video of a cop wrestling with a guy who is at least as big as the cop. And the guy's starting to get the better of the officer, trying to get his gun. And all of a sudden, this overweight guy comes running across the street, tackles the guy fighting the cop, and helps the cop subdue him and handcuff him. Right. New York City, nobody did shit. This woman who's in the center is trying to get away from this guy who's younger by at least 3 or 4 decades, and nobody does a damn thing. So she gets over to Penn Station and wants to go in. He steps in front of her, doesn't let her go. She's got a cell phone in her hand by this time, and she dialed 911. And she tells the person, who answered that where she was, and the guy was following her and wouldn't let her go into the thing. Said, okay, hold on, right there. She said within seconds, a cop car drove up. She said they must have been right up the street. So cop car comes up. The guy starts running. The cops run after him and grab him and put him in the car. So then after that, they would check to make sure she was okay, and took information down. And then, the one cop escorted her downstairs into the station to where she was going to take her train, and just made sure she was okay, and then left. This was another illegal trying to do something bad to my girl. Now, we don't know what he had in mind. If he had a friend who was in a car, was going to come in, he was going to grab her and drag her into the car. We don't know. But this is in broad daylight in New York City. Nobody lifted a finger to do anything. Okay? It sucks. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. These fucking illegals have to go. Put them in Alligator Alley. In fact, throw him over the wall once he's there. Let him fight the alligators. Let him go stalk them. Yeah, hey, it's an alligator. Maybe it's alligator luggage. Go help with the alligators with its luggage.
Well, one of the reasons why this country's become so passive is because the laws are against the victims. Like
defender,
like Barry Todd, right? Yeah. He was our guest, and they arrested him because he pulled out a gun when somebody pulled out a knife.
Well, so, you had to shoot the guy because after they threw him against the wall, broke his rib, bruised his head,
arm, and also gave him a concussion.
Yeah,
he had
a concussion. And he had to shoot the guy.
Either threatened or assaulted his wife as well.
Well, there were 2 guys on one, and they were threatening him and his wife.
Right.
Threatening Barry and his wife. And then Barry also brought up Daniel Penny in New York City, who subdued that guy in the subway.
I would say assault, because threatened means that, it's just been, some sort of communication versus assault, which is actual violence. He received actual violence. So the thing is,
they were threatening him at first. He said he tried to walk away twice.
Right. Yes. Actually, I think he's tried 3 times. And he even brandished his gun, showed them that he had a gun, and they still insisted on it. Yeah. So, this is the reason why we need armed citizens.
Yes. But the powers that be don't like it in certain places, like New York City or New Jersey. They don't like it when people defend themselves. They try and make it a crime.
Well, they
try and make it a crime where if in New Jersey, if this stupid bill that they're putting through passes, if you defend yourself, you're still going to go to jail for at least a couple of weeks.
Automatically.
Sorry?
Automatically.
Oh, and also they'll try and put you in what Evan Nappen calls the gun gulag, the Jersey gulag. Okay, because if you're a gun owner and you they even suspect they're trying to dissuade you from carrying, so they will put you in jail for as long as they can without
Well,
bail. Because apparently they did away with cash bail in New Jersey.
there's another problem that
Yes.
exists. The thing is that reciprocity laws are not all equal. So
No.
if you're a carrier and you go to another state that has reciprocity, there might be certain laws where your reciprocity is not honored, like certain areas and so forth, like that. Certain conditions, whatever. You might not be allowed to carry a secondary firearm on your person. So be aware that if you're relying on reciprocity information, make sure that you know enough about the state laws that you don't infringe upon their laws and therefore find yourself.
Yeah. Well, what you're saying is basically the law in your state may say you're justified in using your firearm or defending yourself with whatever. It doesn't have to be firearm. Remember, it's the right to keep and bear arms. It doesn't say firearms. We're talking about knives, whatever you have on you that you could defend yourself with.
There's
Okay, and tactical pen.
some states you're not allowed to carry extra magazines. So
Amazingly, in New Jersey, we can carry an extra magazine,
right.
and I can carry two.
Can
two
it have
guns.
ammo in it? Can it have ammo in it as
Yeah,
well? You're allowed to
but
carry an extra magazine, but it better be
right.
fucking empty.
Not only that, amazingly, I can carry two guns with me.
Wow.
It's strange. I can carry two guns and two magazines.
That sounds good. So now you got yourself.
Yeah.
You got
But if you
30.
use it, they'll put you in jail and let you rot as long as they can.
Yeah, but the thing is you'll be able to shoot more people on the way there.
Well, one gun to defend yourself with and one gun to make your getaway.
The sad truth is if you're going to shoot somebody, consider yourself lucky if he dies. Because it's one less witness that you have to deal with.
Not the witness. No, well, he won't sue you, but his family probably will.
Well, they weren't there.
And the family will say, "Oh, he was such a good boy."
He was. He was a good boy.
And they'll show pictures of him. And they'll show pictures of him when he's a freshman or in the 8th grade.
Right. This is little Johnny when he was 2 years old in his bathtub. Yeah, got it. No problem.
He just got shot and killed at 25 just because he was strangling the man who shot him.
Yeah, and we chose not to use the lawyer because we think that would be his case stands on alone, and the money that was sent via the the internet. What the hell is that? GoFundMe?
Crowdfunding.
Yeah. We're going to put that into a fund for him. Our family gets all the money fund.
Oh, you know that jerk off who stabbed the kid at the track meet?
He got a new car.
Defended himself by stabbing him 7 times. Apparently, he got well over $100,000 in contribution.
Money.
But I saw a headline the other day saying that he spent all the money. He and his family spent all the money. Probably bought a Cadillac and this and whatever. I don't know. But now he's facing charge
of murderer. What do you expect from a murderer? That's what he is. He's a fucking murderer. So he goes up to some other the competition, and just out of nowhere, just stabs this guy. Supposedly, he said he was defending himself. Defending himself from what?
Yeah, the kid just told him, "You don't belong here. Get out of it." It wasn't his tent. He wasn't supposed to be there.
Sounds to me like the kid was right. He did not belong there. And you know what proof is? He stabbed this guy 7 times.
Yeah, piece of shit.
But he's a black guy, so he's the victim.
No, it's not because he's black. It's because he's a jerk off, a scumbag.
Well, a black jerk off.
Let's see what other one. Oh, I was looking. I was thinking maybe we could talk about movies or something, but I don't know.
I know what we can talk about.
What can we talk about? You got something. Oh, you got your new game? For those of you who don't know, Michael is a game designer.
Hey. I ordered 14.
Which one is this now? I can't read it.
This is the family game. Um, 1 to 6 players. You can find it on Board Game Geek. You can find it on Tabletopia. You can find it at my website, which is Friendly Fire Board Games at Square something or other. Damn it! I keep forgetting the name of the company. But
you mean Savage Games?
No, I don't have Savage Games anymore.
You changed the name to Friendly Fire?
Yeah. 1 second. Let's go to this.
He doesn't even know the name of his own company, folks.
Well, it's not the company that's the issue. It's the company that actually produces the website. Let's see, Inform the Well. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. It's called Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yeah, so it's Friendly Fire Board Games at
.com. Okay. Friendly Fire Board Games, all one word, at squarespace.com. And what were the other two sites again?
Well, if you go to the one I just mentioned, there's links to all the other ones I mentioned previously.
There you go. That's all you need, folks. So
everything is linked.
Okay. Oh, you had a problem this morning with Informed. They have been sending links to articles from leftist journals, I see, mainly England. The Guardian was one, and AP. Twice I've read AP thing, but the AP is always biased. Always.
Well, the thing is that I just contacted. I went on the main site, and I just left a message saying, "Remove me from your stuff. I don't want it anymore."
Okay.
I just, I get enough news. I can figure it out for myself. I don't need it. And I wasn't happy the last couple of things that I saw. And I said, I can't rely.
Well, news is news. I mean, but I don't think it's biased. But there, he is telling you, if you want to read more about it, go to this place.
It just felt biased. I'm sorry. And because I just don't believe what it said. So let's see if I can get that and read it to you, because it pissed me off. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. U.S. aid, which is AID with dots. So it's A.I.D. Which is, I believe, United States, American, or something or other, influence, something or other. It doesn't mean aid.
Yeah,
okay. Saves 90 million lives over the past 20 years. That's a fucking lie.
Which is bullshit. That's from the Lancet, which is known to be leftist also.
Right. But the thing is that
controlled by the elites.
If somebody's looking for a neutral, nonpartisan, information, that ain't it. So, if I can shoot it down, I don't want it.
Well, the other one that bothered me was Europe experiences historic heat wave, and so forth. Okay, it seems to imply, and I believe this was in the Guardian, I believe.
15 in Spain.
No, this is independent. Okay, he's using British newspapers, but these are newspapers that believe in climate change. There is climate change. It's called weather, folks. Okay, and it's been going on since the Earth was formed.
And I'd like to add to that. It's weather, whether you like it or not.
But anyway,
so that I can't. If it can be that far off base on something I'm familiar with, then I can't rely on the stuff that I'm not familiar with. So I'm just done with it.
Well, the third story refers you to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So that is fair.
Yeah, that's. But the thing is that my problem is that I lost faith in it.
Okay. Where do you think Bloomberg falls on the spectrum? Left, right, or middle? Bloomberg.
I don't know. I don't follow Bloomberg.
You shouldn't, because Bloomberg is very leftist, even though it's owned by Bloomberg, the the billionaire. Okay, and this story is I got to get back to it. I can't even read it without paying for it. I'm not going to do that. China's Communist Party turns 104 years old, claims to pass 100 million members despite 1% growth for third year, and maintains a 10% acceptance rate. I don't know what that means because I went there and Bloomberg wants me to pay to read the article, so I can't do that. Now, U.S. Job openings. Okay, that was the one at the labor, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So that
Yeah.
is so far it's the only reliable one I saw today. U.S. reduces arms shipments to Ukraine, some already pledged, in concern of its own stockpile decline. Now, I heard about that, and I heard that President Trump is concerned because we apparently gave a lot of our weapons to Israel to defend themselves in this 12-day war, and so there's not enough to go around apparently. And if we keep giving more out to Ukraine or Israel, we're not going to have enough to defend ourselves. So that's a consideration. And then the last story was about a design software thing that's going. They're doing an IP, initial public offering. They're becoming a publicly traded company. So I don't know how that makes news really, but it seems to be more like
It's real simple. I want no part of it anymore.
Okay, well, I'm still going to give them a chance because it hasn't all been bad, but
It doesn't. No, a broken clock is right twice a day, but the problem is I cannot rely on it as a truly neutral source.
Neutral.
So I'm not interested.
Well, I don't like the fact that at least 3 times they have had AP stories because AP is definitely has a leftist bent.
I think informed is an interesting idea, but it's not for me. I just don't trust it now, and I want no part of it.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep with it and see what happens. But anyway, I still have some faith in it. Speaking of the AP, you know who owns the AP?
What's
Reuters.
the AP?
Reuters, AP, Associated Press. Reuters has owned AP for decades. Do you know who owns Reuters since the end of the 8th century? The Rothschild family.
That was going to be my first guess, but I decided not to because I wasn't sure.
Oh, did you see? Speaking of Rothschilds, did you see that Greta now has a new? What the hell is she doing now? Where did she go?
Greta Thunberg?
What? Thunberg, yeah. After she got kicked out of Israel.
That wasn't Israel. That
Gaza,
was
rather.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gaza. After she got kicked out of there, now she's. I think she's in Spain or France.
Oh, good. Then she's enjoying the 115-degree weather.
Yeah, and she's like, she's basically. I think
first of all, Greta Thunberg, she was exploited as a child. Okay, they
used the world. Her. Right, that's just as bad as the excuse for a lot of people who molest children were molested themselves. Well, you know what? The first time you molest a child yourself, you should go into a tree chipper.
The matter is that she's a victim of these adults using her as a puppet, and now her brain is fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? She would have been there anyway because she's a Rothschild. Her grandfather is a Rothschild. Okay,
well, that line of thinking has no room for growth.
Mike, she is part of the elite that is trying to
understand that, and I'm not saying the odds are strong that she would be a healthy person, but to eliminate all possibility of development into a useful individual is absolutism. I am absolutely opposed to absolutism.
Hey, did you see that Australia, the people who run Australia, have offered climate visas to third world nations? What the hell? Oh, the things that were around. 1/3 of Tuvalu, which is an island that sits 16 feet above sea level, is apparently its infrastructure is projected to sink by 2050. That's what they're saying, but New York City was supposed to be underwater 25 years ago. It's still there. Yeah. Okay.
In
And anyway, so
2012,
they're gonna let these people come in into Australia and further replace the white
there
population of Australia.
there has to be impending doom for the globalists to keep everybody scared.
Yeah,
The thing is that what they never tell you is the impending doom is them. They are the impending doom. The globalists are the
yeah.
impending doom. Because if they get the opportunity, they will eradicate anything that they do not agree with and replace it with their tyranny.
I mean, this is why they are the existential threat that they keep talking about.
Well,
Anyway,
the left
okay,
is always projecting themselves on the right.
yeah.
You know, they say, that we are anti government or anti law when they break the law all the time. They're everything they accuse us of. It's natural. It's the thief will always tell everybody they're the most honest person there. Virtue signaling. I upset the leftists one time because I was not even directing this towards them. I was talking about somebody else. I said, they're virtue signaling. And they said, that's a conservative term. I said, are you kidding me? False virtue has been a situation in the human condition since there's been civilization.
Yeah. By the
People
way,
have always tried to look better than they are.
not to beat a dead horse, but this story about Tuvalu and Australia taking them in, it's a BBC story. Okay, you know
Okay.
the BBC can't be trusted. They've proven that over the years.
I'm suspect of the entire country.
The entire
Country's
country.
falling apart. There's nothing left. England, all of
Oh,
Europe.
I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Whole place.
England has seems to have been conquered already. The only way it's gonna be reversed if the British people rise up and say enough is enough, get rid of this shit that we have.
Tree of liberty must be fed with blood in order for it to
Patriots
continue.
and tyrants now and then.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's going to have to be a bloody revolution.
Yeah, that's the only way to get rid of these people because they are saying. I've seen videos, more and more videos of Muslims in Western countries saying, "No, you're conquered." This one guy is saying England is ours, basically, and that they're going to do away with the British unless they become Islamists.
Welcome to New York City.
Well, New York City, that's.
And then there's that city. Was it that town in Texas where they?
Outside of Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, they turned the church into a mosque,
Yeah, they're calling it Epic City,
and they want it to be a Sharia law.
which is unconstitutional. And you know what? If they put up, I would be, if I were in charge, I would raise that town if they put it up because it's unconstitutional. Sharia law has no place in the West. Sharia law, especially, has no place in our country, where the Constitution is the basis of all laws. Okay, you want Sharia? You got 40 something or 50 something Muslim nations that you can go and live under Sharia. Leave us the fuck alone.
The system of law that we have in this country was originally Roman law, and then also it was affected canon law, and so there's a number of European style legal systems that got all melded together. I don't really understand the particulars.
The best of everything they could find, and
Yeah.
they purposely did not go in with a democracy because they know that democracy leads to tyranny.
Well, the biggest problem with the American people is that they confuse ideology for reality. They think that, if somebody breaks constitutional law, then that's it. You should be punished for that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Even taught in schools. It's not even being taught in
I
many law
understand that.
schools
What I'm
these
saying
days.
is that just because a law is broken and you know that the law has been broken doesn't mean it's going to be adhered to. I mean, how many laws did we see broken and then just ignored? And that's
But
why
there are unjust laws. I'll grant you that. But
that's not what
there
I'm
are
saying.
unjust laws. What?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that that laws are being ignored, even though they're on the books.
Yes.
Like, what about that bullshit about they have an app now? It's called Ice Melt, which is shows where all the ice agents are.
Those people should be jailed. The people who are doing that.
I think anybody. I think what they should do an Israeli move that monitor the app, see whose phones they're on, and take the phone from them and arrest them.
Yeah.
Because they are in the process of interfering with the legal action. When you
Yes.
interfere with an arrest, that's against the law.
Yeah. Then you're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, you try and stop an officer of the law from arresting someone, even if it's if they're making a wrongful arrest. You are subject to arrest yourself for interfering,
Unless you're in Los Angeles, right?
unless you're Los Angeles. What?
Unless you're in Los Angeles or
They
New
won't
York
even
City.
try and enforce the law because they've been told not to.
Well, the thing is that Holden has received tremendous amounts of resistance, his people.
Who?
And he's James Holden, the head of ICE.
Oh, Holman. I thought you said
Oh,
Holden.
it's
I was
Holden.
like,
Okay. I thought it was
yeah, no,
Holden.
your voice is very low here. I know it's going to come out all right in the end, but right now it's kind of low. I don't hear it
Okay.
too well.
It's the first I've heard of that. So let me fix
Well,
that.
it's kind of quiet here, so I've been able to hear most of what you say.
Well,
But
that
I know
doesn't
that
help.
in the end,
Recording.
once the thing is finished loading, the
How
program
about
does
that?
correct
Better?
everything.
That should be better.
A little better.
Hello. So anyway, I I've been watching some stuff that I've been picking up from the library here. Easton Library has an excellent collection of DVDs, Blu-rays, but there's another library that I just discovered, and I like their collection even more so. And I just became a member like about a week or two, and I picked up an excellent movie, actually series. I prefer series. And that series was okay. There we go. All right. The library is the Mary Muser Memorial Library.
The Mary what? Yeah. I'm going to write that for the show notes. That's why I asked.
Thank you. Fucking working for a change. Oh my. So anyway, what I picked up was John Adams, which is got Paul Giamatti in it, and
Okay.
fantastic miniseries. And I just picked up another one from the same library, and that is one word, and it's called Turn. And what it's about is I believe it's based upon true events. Spies in 1770 in the Revolutionary War in America, and the American spy network that was in existence in Connecticut, New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, Washington developed it.
Oh my God. I've watched Turn once before, and I've been wanting to see it again, but I couldn't find it again online. And it happened to be at this magnificent little library.
Turn.
So Turn is it that's
Yeah, I remember you talked to me about it one time.
yeah, it's excellent. The basic series is 3 seasons long. I understand there's a 4th season, but it's only it was only produced in Germany. I don't know why. So the headline said that they would get it. But the point is that if your library has DVDs and stuff, you can save a couple of bucks and you can get stuff that you would normally pay money for to stream. You get it for free at the library without having to deal
what? We
with.
should do that.
Yeah,
I should.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't bought any DVDs in a long time. You know, sometimes I mean, got CDs and so forth, and you got I got Netflix and Rumble and Locals and Tubi,
got rid of
TV,
Netflix.
and Pluto and stuff. But sometimes there's nothing you want to see.
I got rid of Netflix because I was okay paying $10 a month for it, and then when they knocked it down to $7 a month, but I stuck with commercials. I said, "Fuck you! I'm not going to pay I'm not going to pay money for commercials. I can do that over a Tubi." So the thing is that I do use uh, Amazon Prime, but here's the
Prime,
thing: Amazon Prime. I used to do a lot more business on Amazon Prime, but when I saw some of the bullshit that they were selling, I now try to find products outside of their platform to
right?
cut down on my interaction with them. Um,
Yeah,
like I needed some collagen. Normally I would buy it online, and I found it in a local store. Same thing with Irish moss, sea moss. I was buying it at Amazon Prime. I went over to the vitamin shop and bought it there.
yeah. I spent a
Simply,
lot of money at Vitamin Shop.
yeah. The thing is that 8647. That's unconscionable. That is that I'm only holding on to Amazon Prime because I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face. It's too big an asset to completely turn your back on. But they are making a lot less money off of me. So far, I haven't done any business with them other than my monthly fee since I found that out. So, and I was buying everything from them.
Yeah, no, it's difficult not to because it's so convenient and the prices are generally good. But it's like what I try and do. I mean, I like Home Depot much better than Lowe's. Lowe's is a very woke company these
I'm
days.
the other way
But
around. I prefer Lowe's.
I used to prefer Lowe's, but Lowe's went left. Anyway, uh,
They all went
rather than
left.
go all the way down to Home Depot, which is a few miles away, I try and get what I need here at Ace Hardware in town. It's a local business, supporting a local business. It may be a little bit more expensive, but I save on the gas and time.
Well,
And I'm not giving my money to some faceless corporation.
yeah. Somebody accused the conservatives. Oh, I told this one person who's very left that I was buying stuff not at Amazon because of that reason, and they said, "Oh, so I guess it's okay for you to what do they call it?
Boycott?
No. What is what the left does when they shut you down?
They boycott.
No, they don't boycott you. They
What do you
shut you
mean?
down.
They cancel?
Yeah, cancel culture. They cancel you. They make it impossible for anybody to communicate with you, etc. They eradicate your digital address, right? They cancel you. That's different from boycotting. Boycotting is not doing business with somebody. Cancel culture is I shut your feed.
Yeah.
That's completely different. So it's not the same thing, guys.
No, the left sucks. The left is really.
As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I don't think they do a very good job of sucking either. As you've seen some of the left lately, they suck.
They are scumbags.
Well, they're the way I see them for the most part is they're mentally disturbed.
Yeah,
Um,
they truly are.
they're
Hey,
just
did you know that a jellyfish's mouth is also its anus, which makes it remarkably like a Democrat?
so it does. So it does. Wow, that's a perfect example. Did you like my definition of a Muslim?
Well, no, I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't? Member of a death cult.
Remember what?
member of a death cult.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's true. It's not even funny because it's true.
Yeah. Actually, I heard somebody else say that, so it wasn't my original idea. As a matter of fact, I might have been our pastor.
You,
He's
you
very outspoken. He is very outspoken.
wait. You're going to church now?
Our pastor. Quickly they forget. You don't remember Pastor
Oh, you mean
Jackson?
pastor? Okay, yeah. The pastor who came on the show. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, Pastor Jackson. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looking something up here because I have the way Democrats spell Democrats. Ready? Death, evil, mayhem, oppression, chaos, rioting, anarchy, tyranny, and sedition. Spells.
That's nice.
It's very accurate.
Well,
It's
it is.
like Martin Luther King saying, "I had a dream, but Obama fucked that shit up."
Well, you can't quoting. White people don't have the right to mention his name. You know that, right?
Look. White people can't say the N word, right? That's what. But black people,
Negro?
they can't say certain words. They can't say
You can't say Negro.
no, not that one. But black people can't say ask.
Hmm.
Get it? No, you didn't get it. Anyway, no. I hope the audience got it.
Well, I hope they get it regularly.
I didn't do it. I didn't. That's a Quindale joke. I didn't do it justice. I generally don't do jokes justice anyway. So, all right.
Yeah. Well,
I think we've kind of petered out in subject matter here.
Did we?
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm sure if we hang out and just waste another 5 minutes, we'll come up with more stuff to talk about. But I think we should leave that for another day. I asked Valentina, by the way, if she wanted to come on the podcast and tell us her experience with that illegal criminal. But she said, "I'll think about it."
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I told her we didn't have to show her face or anything.
This is a mini series that I own, which I bought for like pennies. Into the West.
I thought you didn't like Westerns.
Well, this is kind of like a quasi-documentary about the West. I didn't like Westerns when I was a kid, and as I got older, I got to like the good ones, not the ones that you like, which suck.
What? The Outlaw Josie Wales is a great Western.
The what? What Western?
The Outlaw Josie Wales.
It's a spaghetti Western, or is it?
No. It's not a spaghetti Western, and it's
2 meals for Sister Sarah. Yes. Keep it to yourself.
I never cared for. I never watched that really.
Anyway, this is a mini series. It's fantastic. I bought it for $2 a long time ago. It was sitting on my shelf. I got bored. I said, "Let me throw this on," and I'm most of the way through it. It has outstanding actors in it. Wes Studi for one, and Russell Means is in it. A lot of other names.
He's in several movies, Russell Means.
Yes. There's some fantastic people in this thing. And let's see if I can drop more names. Piece of shit. Thank you. Okay, so of course they're not there. Oh well. Anyway, a lot of talent in this interesting story. They start in like that the 18s, and now they're in the 1870s. The train is already cut across the West.
Okay.
And it's sometimes painful to watch.
Right, so you recommend it, basically.
There's so much talent in it. It's also was from executive producer is Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
So,
so it's probably quality made. Well made.
Yeah, well, it's there's no probablys about it. It is. It's fantastic. It is painful because there's a lot of unpleasant things that happen in this story. But it follows this family called the Wheelers across the West, and
Now the
They bump
Wheelers
it.
are a real family, or they're a fictional family that they put into the historical setting.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right. Uh,
in both
oh, by the way,
counts.
you know how they talk about the white hats. You've heard them talk
Yeah,
about white hats, right?
and black
I'm
hats.
looking
Yeah.
at us, and I think we should be known as the white heads.
You know what? You know why the 10-gallon hat existed?
Well, to carry water for one thing,
For the
when
horse.
needed, for the
No,
horse.
for the horse. So this way you could feed the water.
Right. Yeah, because there was a lot of the water.
Well, yeah, you couldn't always get the horse to the water.
What does that have to do with the white heads?
I
I'm
asked you
not
some
talking about
question
the
if you knew
accompaniment
why
of pimple.
what the 10-gallon hat was used for. So it's a Western thing. So it's in the same general. It's in the same Venn diagram. That's weird.
Uh-huh.
That's just okay.
All right.
So anyway, Into the West, excellent. I've never seen it before, and it's very rich. It's got a lot of names a lot of people that you'll recognize when you see them. It has Keith Carradine in it, stuff like that. Very good stuff.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
but Russell Means was kind of important to me because he was teaching in New York City spiritual matters and Native American spirit stuff, and I was supposed to go to his thing and learn from him. And something, it was an emergency, and I had to give that up, and I regret not going. It was
What was the emergency? Another marriage? Another divorce?
all I remember is the loss. Now, I don't remember. Shit happens, things happen. I don't know if I had whatever it was. I don't remember, but I couldn't go because something happened. We were talking about many years ago. So all I remember is I missed out on it, and
All
would
right.
have liked to have learned from him because he was supposed to be very, very spiritual.
Yeah, he
First class,
passed away a few years ago, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think.
I keep thinking people are dead and they find out they're alive. I thought
Yeah,
Cher
I
was
don't know. Yeah, like Abe Vigoda. He would come on Johnny Carson several times during the '80s, and John Carson was, "I'm glad to see the reports of your death were wrong again."
well. Hopefully, he's dead now because he
Well,
was
no,
old.
not hopefully, but yeah, he's definitely dead now.
I don't want it. I don't want him to be 140 years old. You know that's we
Well,
got
if he was in good shape, why not?
140. What world do you live in?
I saw a picture of a guy that was allegedly, he was Mexican American, allegedly 137 years old when he died. And
Okay,
well, no, when they took that picture, but there's no evidence that that was really him at that age. So
there's no evidence that it wasn't.
no.
So
Okay. You know
you
what?
know.
This is going round and round in circles, just spinning down the drain. So I think we're going to cut this here. Okay. Oh, by the way, oh, what the hell? Oh, I covered up the thing here. There's a new little golden book for libtards. It's called "Everyone I Don't Like Is a Racist," and the subtitle is "A Liberal's Guide to Online Political Discussion," with added bonus features: call your opponent a Nazi or a Russian asset.
Did you
All
like
right.
that image I sent you of the burqa with
No,
this
it says on the
sign
guy.
in it? Well, there was two pictures. There was one where a guy where it's somebody in a burqa and he goes, I'm not a chick, I'm a guy,"
I'm a
and then
dude.
the
Yeah.
other one was the Cylon with a red light coming out of it. I think burqa
Okay.
are absolutely hideous. They're demonic.
They are. They are. And we have to.
You know what that is? It's like, first of all, do you really think that your woman's that good looking that you have to cover it up so this way nobody chases after her? She's probably hideous under there, and she doesn't get any light, any direct sunlight, so that's not good. It's probably
I saw a
growing.
woman getting arrested off a bus the other day in Iran, where women were grabbing her and pulling her down because she had part of her face was exposed and part of her hair. So they pulled her off the bus and arrested her. and
This
she's
is
in jail awaiting thing. And not
yeah.
too long, a couple of weeks ago, they stoned a woman to death because she'd walked around and her face was visible.
Otherwise known as the religion of peace.
Yeah, religion of leaving in
It sounds
pieces.
like leftist jargon to me.
Well, there was one Muslim who told the truth about that. He said, "We're not a religion of peace. We can be peaceful, but only when everyone is Muslim."
Right. Yeah.
Fuck
It's
you.
the house of war and the house of peace. The house of peace is an area where everybody's Muslim, and if you're not in that area, if you're in an area where everybody isn't Muslim, you're at war. That's all. The house of war.
Oh, by the way, did you see the other day that President Trump, I think it was yesterday, he actually said the truth about mutilating children? You don't make them a woman; they become a eunuch.
That's true. They cut the clit off.
Yeah, no, the clit, they cut everything. I'm talking about the males. You cut your penis off, you're a eunuch.
Oh, that yeah. I thought you were talking about there's in Arab culture they cut the clit off, so this way the woman
Oh
can't
yeah,
experience pleasure.
yeah. They're not supposed to experience pleasure.
And she won't cheat on you.
That's you do that, and then that's the excuse for she says, you know what? Now I'm going to fuck everything in sight.
But there's no reason to. There's no pleasure.
No, no pleasure, but just to do it to fuck him over, to make him a cuckold.
Well,
Anyway, all right. We should have finished this 10 minutes ago. So my apologies for not doing that. And we're going to say goodnight now. And we'll see you next time on The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. I hope you'll be back despite this show.